Today we are talking about deep fake technology. Episode 27. Today we're talking about deepfakes. First, though, Kevin, how are you enjoying Fallout 3?
It's good. I'm enjoying playing it again. I haven't played it in years.
We're going to talk about Fallout 3 in a couple weeks, but I'm enjoying playing it. And if you enjoy the colors green, brown, tan, light green, dark green, cream, beige, taupe, you'll enjoy the graphics of Fallout 3.
Yeah. If you enjoy the Bethesda jank.
We're going to talk about something today that I don't think gets talked about enough. At least I don't see it. I don't see it. Maybe you see it. Maybe you all see it in whatever corner of the internet you're hanging out in, on Reddit, on
I'm sure somebody's talking
Facebook,
about
Twitter, Instagram, whatever you're doing. Maybe you see it. I don't see it. Today we're talking about deep fake technology, which is both incredibly awesome and absolutely horrifying at the same time. Because, as I have pointed out many times in the past, we can barely handle true information and accurate facts whenever we're not trying to be deceived.
Yeah.
And then you add to that, okay, if you just take a news story about a thing, now, and if it has anything to do with politics, first of all, you're done. People cannot get that right. You get so bent out of shape about it, your feelings get mixed in with the information. That's it. You're done.
Yeah.
You're not going to get a good analysis.
A lot of people were just reading the headline.
Then you add to that cropped photos, deceptively edited video, bad captions and headlines, straight up lies.
Yeah.
That's an extra layer of stuff that we just can't deal with. People can't deal with that. And then on top of that, let's just create. Now we've had airbrushing of photos for a long time. Stalin used to do that. There's that classic Stalin photo where the guy is airbrushed out.
Yeah,
and
completely.
it looks perfect. Let me look. All right, let me bring this up real quick. I'd never heard of this before. So in the late 1890s, talking about deceiving and faking media, the Edison Manufacturing Company was eager to flex the capabilities of motion pictures by capturing the Spanish-American War on camera. This is from popsci.com. It's an article about deepfake stuff. If you can imagine the cameras in the late 1800s were somewhat unwieldy, somewhat difficult. You remember those old school cameras of someone just taking a picture where you have to stand still for 4 hours and the bulb that if you look straight at it, it will burn out your retinas. Yeah. And if you inhale the smoke that's released when you take a picture, you'll get some kind of disease and die. Yep. This is the level of technology we're talking about. So obviously it was difficult to take a camera to the battlefield, so they staged scenes, spliced it in the midst of actual combat troops marching and stuff. And this is back in the 1890s. Take all these tools of deception, and let's add deep fakes on top of this. Now, if you don't know what a deep fake is, you can see it on YouTube all day long. Just go to YouTube and type in deep fake. Yeah. And it's a technology where if you have enough pictures, enough video, enough audio, you can take a piece of software with artificial intelligence built into it that you can speak into a microphone just as I'm doing, and it will make you sound like Morgan Freeman or Tom Cruise or President Obama or anybody that they've got it set up for.
It's just an AI that just uses all the information available.
And even worse, not only can you sound like them, you can create a video of the person that you're trying to sound like. You can have video of that person saying the fake words that you're saying. It looks just like the person and sounds just like the person. So what am I supposed to do with that? How am I supposed to decide what's real in a world where someone can just create a video or a phone call?
A lot of behind-the-scenes investigation, basically.
And here's what's funny, too. It can either be deep faked so that you're trying to trick people into believing it, or it could be real, and the person says, oh, that's a deep fake, to discredit it, even though it's an actual real thing. So deep fakes are really throwing I don't know how much of this stuff is going on, But if not now, in the very near future, deepfakes are going to be a real problem. We're going to have a bunch of laws to deal with this stuff.
Yeah.
It's like crypto. Crypto, the longer it's been around, the more regulation it's getting.
Yeah, yeah.
Deepfake is going to be the same way. The technology is getting better and better and better. I do approve of the use of deepfake technology on YouTube.
Of course.
To fix movies, to do hilarious things.
Some of that shit is hilarious, but
okay, YouTube, all right, just type in deepfake channels. Let's just look at some of these hilarious things that people are doing with deepfakes. Bill Hader channels Tom Cruise. This is so stupid. It's just Bill Hader on a talk show and they stick Tom Cruise's face on him. Oh, it's because he was doing an impression of Tom Cruise.
Yeah.
So like, well, let's just give him his face to go with it. Incredible. Some fake message from the Queen. We've got someone, quote, improving Luke Skywalker's appearance on The Mandalorian, which actually I saw that. I didn't think it was that much better. You know, something that gives away a deep fake is that the skin is too, it's blurry. I don't know how to describe it exactly, but a real person's skin has deep creases and wrinkles and shadows and a lot going on.
You don't necessarily notice immediately.
Yeah, it's like a video game where you're wrapping a flat where you're wrapping a 2D texture on a flat surface. Like there's just something 2D about it.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how deep fakes look right now. Thanks for that.
You're welcome. You're welcome. Brought to you by my chair. My chair that I desperately need to replace.
You won't believe what Obama says in this video. Deep fake. Some guy pretending to be Tom Cruise.
Although I guess really.
Oh, some guy putting Macaulay Culkin, they're switching Macaulay Culkin's face with, oh, dude. If you're listening to this, pause or remember later, write yourself a note and go into YouTube and search for deepfake channels and look at this thing with Macaulay Culkin from Home Alone and Sly Stallone. That is one of the most horrific things I've ever seen. The head's too big for the body. He's got an adult face and a little kid's body. Anyway, all this deep fake stuff, Morgan Freeman, blah, 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 et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. So this is going to be really interesting. We're seeing deep fakes used in movies like, you know, Star Wars, when they had to stick Carrie Fisher in the movie.
Have an actor who's died
Peter
or something
Cushing.
we needed in there. Yeah.
Which is going to be a big, there have to be agencies already that are buying the licenses to people. So you can stick all kind of dead people in your movie where they're going to have perfect deep fake algorithms and worked out for all these people, and they'll let you license and use these things for a price.
You might could even just give them enough information like photos and stuff like that to create super realistic deep fakes.
It's already, right now it's considered distasteful. Like I remember people talking about Carrie Fisher being used in Star Wars and they were saying, it's a little distasteful to take a dead person and just stick them in your movie. Now they had to do it with Paul Walker. Paul Walker died while his was being filmed.
Yeah.
Whatever that last Fast and Furious movie he was in. So they took his brother, put him in this, they rewrote it a little bit, retweaked it so it could be easier to shoot, stuck his brother in there, and then put Paul Walker's face on the brother's body. Yeah. I assume he just wore a green sack while they were filming the show, and he just stuck his head on there like a GoldenEye character.
Which is kind of, as I recall, you know, it's as good as they could deal with, really. I mean, you have to forgive it a little bit. But I do remember it's like you can really tell it's his brother at some points. It's not Paul Walker.
Now I want to go back and look because I don't really remember what it looked like. Remember that Tupac hologram?
Oh yeah, no, that was fascinating. Yeah,
that was pretty amazing too. And that's not. I guess that is. I mean, that's one of the first true deep fakes I remember seeing was Tupac performing.
I guess it depends on how you define a deep fake because that wasn't done with AI. That was done manually by people. They had him like say stage banter, and they used audio from like an archive of just everything he was saying, and like cut it together to make him say stuff.
Well, you and I were talking about the most perfect deep fake was Face Off.
Yeah, of course.
Nicolas Cage and John Travolta.
Yeah.
Where the deep fake is that they play one another perfectly.
Yep.
To a T.
Yeah.
Flawless masterclass acting.
True.
That's the truest of all deep fakes.
Show that movie in all.
Is Nick Cage acting like John Travolta and vice versa.
Yep.
Oh man, that movie is so great. Anyway, deep fake technology is absolutely incredible. I gave you my list of things I'd like to see. Which is, let's take Burt Reynolds and stick him in old James Bond movies.
Yeah.
Let's take Napoleon Dynamite and stick him in some of our favorite movies like Star Wars and Braveheart and The Godfather.
Yeah. Put Betty White and John Wick.
That's so ludicrous. It's surreal.
Yeah. Who else? Who else could you do?
Now I'm imagining Betty White swinging that sledgehammer in John Wick. That'd be amazing. Doing all those moves that he does.
Then vice versa, you can put Keanu Reeves in Golden Girls. Make
that
all
would be amazing.
all of the Golden Girls Keanu Reeves. Whoa.
We were talking about The Godfather one where Napoleon is the Godfather, obviously. Yeah. Uncle Rico is
Dynamite.
Uncle Rico is oh, now I forget. No, we were talking about Star Wars.
Yeah,
Uncle
Star
Rico
Wars.
is Han Solo.
Yeah.
Napoleon Dynamite is Luke Skywalker, obviously, and then I guess Leia could be the girl from that movie. I can't remember her name.
Tina Margarino. I don't remember her name. Deb. That's right.
You know, you could drink 2% milk if you wanted to.
Is it Deb? Was that her name?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I like your sleeves. They're real big. Thanks. I made them myself. I love the glamour shot.
That'd be wonderful.
You know what? We could do an entire show where we just riff on Napoleon Dynamite because I probably haven't basically memorized at this point.
Oh, yeah.
This is such a stupid movie. I don't know why I love it, but it's a stupid movie that I quite enjoy.
It's very dumb. I love that movie.
Oh, gosh. So anyway, look out for deepfake technology in the future.
I don't really know how we deal with deepfakes.
I mean, what is there to say about it except it exists?
Yeah.
And it's going to change everything. Maybe in 20 years.
Although
but then
I guess
also
really,
by that time we'll have all sorts of laws about
you
can't use this software, you can use that software.
Yeah.
Which people will do it anyway because people always do that kind of stuff.
Although I guess really in some ways just like going back to prior to mass media where you could kind of just say whatever you wanted to and fake it. You could just kind of say that somebody said something and there's no way to disprove it.
I read about a scam.
I might be wrong about that.
I read about a scam already where a guy, the gist of it was a guy called a CEO with a deepfake voice program.
Yeah.
He wasn't face to face, he was on the phone. And he called him and told him to transfer like 220, quid or something like that into an account.
Yeah.
And it was just a scam, but the guy did it.
It's wild.
And the only reason he could do that was because of deepfake technology. Yeah. And so if someone didn't like you politically, you could just make some video like, we found footage of the president speaking to the president of China.
Yeah.
And he said this and that, and you could stick it out there. And sometimes when you put things out, even if it's not true, the damage is done, period.
Yeah.
It's like no matter what.
Yeah.
The damage is done. It's like Amber Heard and Johnny Depp. The damage is done. The man lost his movie roles. The man lost his money. Even if he won the trial, he's still got problems. Same thing with deepfake.
Yeah.
Actually, deepfake is pretty interesting. There are different versions of it. So one approach to deepfake is called GANs. You take all this data, like pictures and audio and video, all this stuff. You just feed it into a computer program. And this thing is programmed to teach itself and to learn. And it's broken up into two parts, the generator and the discriminator. And the generator takes all this stuff and generates a deepfake. And the discriminator, it's like a test. The generator is trying to trick the discriminator. I do not understand it well enough to get into the weeds. Yeah. All I can do is read an article and summarize what that says.
Interesting.
So the generator tries to trick the discriminator, and if the deep fake is good enough, once it's learned enough, it goes through this process over and over and over again until it creates a version that's good enough to fool the discriminator. And that's how they get deep
Interesting,
fakes. Yeah. Did I tell you how deep fakes started? I don't think I mentioned to you where the term even came from. It was from some guy on Reddit.
Yeah.
2017. So not that long ago.
Yeah.
5 years-ish ago.
I guess this is where the term came from, not the technology necessarily.
Well, right, I guess. I mean, I don't know for sure. It seems like the term maybe came from this guy on Reddit. And so he was taking an open source face swapping program.
Yeah.
which is exactly what it sounds like. And, you know, as people are wont to do, it's like, oh, okay, imagine.
Yeah.
Imagine the degenerates on the internet. Like, oh, we have a program where we can take one person's face and stick it on another person's body.
Yeah.
What are we going to do with that?
Yeah.
Let's think about it.
Put Napoleon Dynamite in porn.
What? Yeah. And Daisy Ridley and Jennifer Lawrence and
Oh,
Emma
I'm sure.
Watson
Yeah, yeah.
and Gal Gadot.
Yep.
And other classy ladies like Michelle Obama and Ivanka Trump and Kate Middleton. Yeah, they just put them into pornography.
Yeah.
And
That sounds about right.
So deepfake technology originates with guys trying to see naked pictures of celebrities.
Yeah,
you
yeah.
know, naked videos of
course.
celebrities.
Yeah. Not terribly shocked by that.
Yeah. So funny.
Wouldn't it all be creepy to just see yourself in a face swapped onto some porn?
Ways that
talk on the
deep
internet.
faking has been used. This is an interesting one. Here's an example of what you can do with deep fake technology, and this will only become more incredible as time goes on. This article says, and this is from BBC.com, this says, regular news anchor Kim Joo-ha, and I don't know how to pronounce this stuff, so I apologize, started to go through the day's headlines. It was a relatively normal list of stories for late 2020, et cetera, et cetera. Yet this particular bulletin was far from normal, as Kim wasn't actually on the screen. Instead, she'd been replaced by a, quote, deep fake version of herself, a computer-generated copy that aims to perfectly reflect her voice, gestures, and facial expressions.
Interesting.
Viewers had been informed beforehand this was going to happen, and South Korean media reported a mixed response after people see it because it is creepy.
Yeah. Oh,
We're not
I'm sure.
used to it yet. It's one of those things where
Yeah.
when you first are exposed to the idea of, oh, we're just going to generate a fake person of an actual person who was alive but is now dead, but we're just going to continue to use our computer-generated version of this person, that's creepy
Yeah.
until we get used to it. MBN said it would continue to use the deep fake for some breaking news reports, while the firm behind the artificial intelligence technology said it would be looking for other media buyers in China and the U.S. Crazy. So this is going to get use in, I can't even imagine what all people are going to use this for. Definitely in movies, since we already use it for movies.
Well, yeah, it's already being used there.
You're going to have firms that own a bunch of actors and actresses, and they can license them
Yep.
out. There's one from Vice. A fake video of Mark Zuckerberg giving a sinister speech about the power of Facebook has been posted to Instagram. Two artists.
Well, Mark Zuckerberg looks like a fucking deep fake anyway.
He'd be the easiest person in the world to deep fake
Yeah, no.
because he already looks like
Yeah.
a deep fake.
Oh.
He's a living deep fake.
Yeah, pretty much.
He's got uncanny
remember
valley
the-
face and robot eyes.
There was the joke for a while there with that Meta presentation. There's some point where somebody rings the doorbell and says, "Oh, that's our, whoever," and somebody's like, "Why is this dubbed into English?" It looks like a dub.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's wacky.
Two artists and an advertising company created a deep fake of Facebook founder Mark Zuckerberg saying things he never said and uploaded it to Instagram. That's funny because Facebook owns Instagram. The video, created by blah, 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 partnership, blah, 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 shows Mark sitting at a desk talking about Facebook's power. The video is framed with broadcast crayons that say, "We're increasing transparency on ads to make it look like it's part of a news segment." And if you see a picture of it, it looks real. Hold on a second.
Imagine this for a second. One man with total control of billions of people's stolen data, all their secrets, their lives, their futures. I owe it all to Spectre. Spectre showed me that whoever controls the data controls the future.
Now, it's actually not a great... When you're watching the video, you can tell it's fake.
Yeah.
But these are people just getting used to it.
Well, yeah,
it's going to get...
You got to
It's
look
going to
into the
become
future a little bit.
perfected.
Yeah.
It will become perfected. And of course, companies are also, and governments are also working on counter technology to be able to detect when something... It's kind of like hackers, though. There's an endless cycle of people creating software. Hackers learn how to exploit it. Then people learn how to make it more secure. Then hackers learn how to exploit it, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera, ad infinitum into eternity, forever, for all time. Same thing with deep fake technology. Let's check out a little bit more that's been done with deep fakery. Deep fakery. There's one specifically for Nicolas Cage.
Of course.
That's awesome.
How can you not?
This one was about Richard Nixon. This was done by an MIT team. The purpose of the project is to try and find a kind of creative and evocative way to show what deepfakes look like and to give people awareness about their existence and how realistic they can be. So what they did...
They took the irate gamer and deepfaked him into an angry video game nerd episode.
That would be absolutely brilliant. All right, this is a, quote, complete deep fake, which means audio and video, of U.S. President Richard Nixon delivering the real contingency speech written in 1969 for a scenario in which the Apollo 11 crew were unable to return from the moon. So they just took Richard Nixon. The speech was already written in case he needed to use it. But they actually created a video of him delivering the speech just to show how powerful the technology can be. And it's probably even easier with old stuff like that because the quality of the video is already blurry anyway, I would think. I mean, right now, it's usually pretty clear.
Yeah.
Like, if you see for instance, if you see a deep fake of an actor and it's just some guy and it sounds just like Tom Cruise and it looks just like Tom Cruise, but you're watching the video, your brain knows that something's wrong.
Yeah.
Because he's not moving the way Tom Cruise moves, or the way he's speaking is not the way that Tom Cruise speaks. Like the emphasis is not right, just the delivery, the words, all that stuff. And things like the texture of the skin looks blurry, or the lighting is not quite right. All sorts of things like that.
Our brains have evolved to recognize all sorts of tiny details in people's facial expressions and stuff. They're really hard to mimic.
Yeah, your brain knows.
Yeah.
It's wild. There was a video of Jennifer Lawrence answering questions at the Golden Globe with the face of Steve Buscemi. Oh my God, this is horrific. That's the picture we saw earlier where you're like, what is that? That was Jennifer Lawrence with Steve Buscemi's face. All right, 14 deepfake examples that terrified and amused in the internet. Wonder Woman, they put Linda Carter into Wonder Woman. She's the old...
Yeah.
Donald Trump joins Breaking Bad. What?
Now you know you need to launder your money, right? Do you understand the basics of it? Placement, layering, integration.
I ain't buying no damn salon, so just forget it.
You want to stay out of jail, don't you? You want to keep your money and
it's
your
weird
freedom.
It's
I've got 3 little letters
what's
for
his
you.
face? Bob Odenkirk's hairline and general face.
Okay.
But
here's you.
that's amazing.
Red
That's wild. That's actually amazing.
Okay.
That's pretty good. Obama's public service announcement. They keep calling this Nancy Pelosi video of her slowed down a deepfake, but it's just a slowed down video. So I don't know why they call that. Here's an opposite deepfake almost. So the president of Gabon, it says, no one knows quite what to make of this video of Gabon's president Ali Bongo, who had been absent from the public eye for some time, leading to speculation about his health. The New Year's video address was supposed to lay doubts to rest, but backfired due to opposition claims that it was actually a deep fake. So that was the opposite problem. The guy was there and looked weird.
Yeah.
And people were like, oh, that's not him. It's a computer. There's a great video of Bill Hader doing impressions of Al Pacino, Arnold Schwarzenegger, etc. And every time he does an impression, they just change his face into that person, which is pretty wild. So anyway, deepfakes are awesome. If you look up deepfakes on YouTube, that is endless entertainment because people do all kinds of ridiculous and crazy, hilarious things. We've got Han Solo put into Solo. We've got Ross from Friends put onto every character on the show so that he's just speaking to himself the whole time. There's one where Joe Biden is put into Gran Torino. What? Dr. Phil, but everyone is Dr. Phil. Oh my God, Kevin, you would love this. I'm ready. Look at this.
So,
yeah.
tell me
from Burrito
what
Glasses.
you think you're doing that contributes to this chaos and this problem.
It's hideous.
I steal cars. I steal her credit
Hell
card. I ain't
yeah.
gonna lie. It's gonna
This
be
looks like
Catch
Dr.
me
Phil.
outside.
What do you say to
Wow.
yourself that
That's
gives
amazing.
you the right to take somebody else's car?
You hear the voice? It's like this girl.
Makes me want to take
She's
the
like-
next bitch car.
She's got
Well,
long
I'm
fingernails and
sorry.
giant
Yeah.
hoop earrings, and
old,
Dr. Phil's face with his mustache.
Do you have an
Oh, look
accent
at that.
of some sort?
Tell them where it comes
Bad,
from.
it's bad.
That's her
baby.
mom,
From the street.
and it's all Dr. Phil.
Okay. So
It looks really weird too when she
Tell
starts
me again.
laughing. She tilts her head
Hell
back.
yeah.
The illusion, the deep fake stops working as well when the head tilts. It works better when they're sort of staring right at the camera, looking right at you, and not moving too much.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, here's Home Stallone. Home Stallone. Oh, that looks
Jesus.
horrific. Little Kevin's walking out in the hallway, but it's got Sly Stallone's face on. He's wearing Sly Stallone's face. All right, let's get. Oh my gosh, that is creepy. It's because it's an adult face on it.
I wash my hair with adult formula shampoo and use cream rinse for that just wash shine. I can't seem to find my toothbrush, so I'll pick one up when I
That
go
doesn't
off
sound
today.
anything like it.
No.
Than that, I'm in good shape.
That's so dumb.
Oh wow.
I love that. Oh my gosh, look at this. Oh,
Mess
Wow.
back again in the Family Matters intro.
oh, I remember this one. It's the theme from Family
And most
Matters with Mike
famously,
Tyson's
turn
face
it
on
off.
every character.
It's awesome.
It's one or two more. I could do this all day, but we'll stop. Okay, we'll stop. That's enough of that. I could do that all day. Those things are so dumb looking. At this point, the technology is at a place where it's surreal and uncanny,
Yeah, yeah.
which is what makes it so freaking funny. I like it better when it doesn't work.
Yeah, no. It's wild looking.
All right, final thoughts on deep fakes. Be afraid. Be very afraid. Actually, don't be afraid at all. Nothing terrible
Nah.
could ever happen with this technology. It'll be totally fine.
No, that's
Don't
cool, man.
worry about it. People are extremely responsible, and they will use it only for good and moral purposes to uplift and build up humanity and make people feel better and do great things. So don't worry
We'll just
about it.
Have to see how it gets used.
And guess what? Prepare for the biggest surprise of all. This episode has been a deep fake.
Surprise.
Bye.